Joining me now, our New Jersey Democrat Assemblywoman Marlene Caridi. She's on the state committee that's investigating what happened. She was there in that hearing today. And Marjorie Omero, thanks for being on the show.
Good evening, Reverend.
Good evening.
Assemblywoman Caridi, let me ask you, what were you hoping to learn from David Wildstein today?
The truth, to be honest with you. We've been hearing so many stories, and in light of the emails that were given to us that were by way of the subpoena, the truth would have been nice. But unfortunately, that was not the case.
Well, here's what Governor Christie said today about reports that he and David Wildstein had been friends since high school. Listen to this.
Let me just clear something up, okay? About my childhood friend, David Wildstein. It is true that I met David in 1977 in high school. He's a year older than me. David and I were not friends in high school. We were not even acquaintances in high school. I think some of the stories where they're written impute like an emotional relationship and closeness between me and David that doesn't exist.
Assemblywoman, does it matter how long he's known Wildstein, or does it matter what they did? And are you sold by what the governor said today? Do you find him believable?
Reverend, with regards to Mr. Wildstein and how long he and the governor have been friends or not friends, I think that the governor's actions this morning, where he was disassociating himself, is really irrelevant, because in the end, he did appoint Wildstein to the Port Authority. So there is some connection between Mr. Wildstein and the governor. Was I impressed with the governor's press conference this morning? To be honest with you, I could not see all of it. I was in committee. I did see portions of it. The bottom line here, it's not poor Governor Christie. It's poor residents of Fort Lee and the surrounding residents who for 4 days were stuck in 2- and 3-hour traffic with no explanation. The apologies, you know, I know that the governor went up to apologize, but it's 4 months too late.
Now, let me ask you, Margie, the guy taking the fifth, Wildstein, is that what you think the governor wanted? Does that help or hurt the governor's claims?
Well, I think for today, the governor probably wanted his press conference where people he stood up there and took questions for a long time. He probably wanted that to be the news story than whatever his childhood friend, not childhood friend, David Wildstein was going to say. I think going forward, it almost doesn't matter who says what, who points the finger at whom, whether everyone's stories are straight. The damage is done. What we know is there was a huge, deliberate abuse of power that is not a one-off. It's consistent with years of bullying behavior, and it's consistent with what we know about Chris Christie, which he yells at voters. And I'm from New Jersey. We may like bravado, but the contempt that this governor shows to regular voters and that his staff showed in those emails and through this action to voters, to regular people, is a disgrace. And it doesn't fly in New Jersey. It's, you know, it's not going to fly in Iowa. And it's something that is a completely appropriate subject of investigation.
Let me ask you, Assemblywoman Caridi, right now, as the story's being told, the deputy chief of staff, she's the one that we're being told did this all on her own. She's responsible. She did this. Do you buy that? Do you believe that story?
No, I don't. I don't believe that this woman woke up on August 13th and emailed Mr. Wildstein and said, let's cause a traffic jam in Fort Lee. I believe that this had been coming down from a higher, from someone else who we hope to find out. But I don't believe that she alone came up with this idea, or that she and Mr. Wildstein came up with this idea to wreak havoc in Bergen County, in Fort Lee, disregard the safety of the citizens of Fort Lee and the surrounding towns, and be flip about it. I think that this is something that there is much more to this story. And hopefully we will be able to find out. But no, I don't believe that she came up with this alone. However, she did have a hand on it, and her hands are not clean. She is accountable, and she should be held accountable, I should say.
Does your committee intend to call other people, and if so, who? Will you subpoena the governor?
Well, as our chairman today, after the committee hearing stated, we are interested in subpoenaing the individuals that were mentioned in the emails and in the text messages and the documents that were supplied to us, of which Ms. Kelly is one. There is mention of Mr. Stepien. There's also mention of Michael Druniak as well, who is the governor's press release go-to guy, who he is spoken of throughout the emails as well. So for the time being, those are the individuals that we're looking at. But pending on being able to get more documents, especially unredacted documents, it's very possible that the committee may issue a subpoena to the governor. In his conference today, he did say that he wants to hold the folks accountable. And those folks are coming out of his inner circle in the governor's office.
Well, Margie, with that, it seems the governor today wanted to end this. It seems as though, after hearing the Assemblywoman, this is far from over.
Yeah, I mean, he gave his staff an hour to look into this before the last couple of days, but it's clear that he didn't really want to know the answer. So whether he was involved or he didn't want to know the answer, he waited until it really blew up and he had no choice but to deal with it, and then talks about how sad he is. I mean, it doesn't ring true for voters, in part because it's so consistent with what we know about Chris Christie. And this is not going to go away. There is no silver bullet fix to stop this story. He could hold a press conference every day and it would not solve this. It's going to be a problem for a long time.
Assemblywoman Marlene Caridi and Margie Omero, thank you both for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.